Right, all right. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. All right. So let's go ahead and jump on in. This is a collective message. Now, today, as I'm recording this, is kind of a really great day, possibly for love, for romance, for Two of Cups relationships, just because this is 11:22. Now, we did a video that came out at midnight for the today's topic, and don't normally do a collective message that is like date specific, but today is that 11:22 kind of portal, where we've got mirrored numbers there. So I do really want to take a look at this in a more specific vein of what does this have to do with hearts that feel like they're, very connected or very mirrored. Okay. Violet, so wonderful to see you, babe. Hey, AC, Hetty, always a delight. Jacob, the lovely T, McKinnon, Mac Kicken. Sorry, I'm sorry. I know I just botched that so bad. Lalu, Nikki O, Love is Legendary, 11D8. You guys are so lovely. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Lots of love. So, speaking of love, let's see. In this collective message, normally I let the collective messages be whatever they're going to be. But today I think we should really think about it in the context of love. With the Nine of Pentacles that is in the reverse here, we have somebody who's either done being single. This could be a divine feminine who says, I'm done being single now. I've reached everything that I needed to, and I'm complete. This could also be somebody who's saying, I don't feel very complete right now, and I'm not feeling tremendous self-worth. I could read it in either direction. It just depends on how this is going to go. With the Knight of Pentacles sideways, we have an elapse of time. And I kind of think it feels like it's been a long time to everybody right now. Meaning, I usually look at this as like shared energy. So for two people, and both might be saying, God, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, been a long, lonely time. Sorry, are we doing some Led Zeppelin there? We got the Queen of Cups upright. We got Knight of Wands upright. And we've got the Two of Pentacles. That Queen of Cups is going to be in the energy of love. I mean, her heart is open. I definitely think we have somebody who's saying, I'm done being single. You know what? That's it. Today might be the day where somebody says, I'm sick of it. Oh, I have a lot of love to give. I want to give it to somebody. Heck, at this point, maybe I should look for a lover. Maybe I should look for, someone to bestow my energy upon for at least right now. Even if it's somebody that might be Mr. or Mrs. Right now, not Mr. or Mrs. Right. I mean, it does seem like she's saying, I'm sick of being alone. Two of Pentacles. She's weighing it. She's toying with this in her mind. Now, let's go back to that Knight of Pentacles being sideways, because like I said before, it seems like two people both say it's been such a long time. It's been such a long time. We have Three of Pentacles. We have Five of Swords. I feel like it's Five of Swords comes out a lot lately out of this deck in particular. The fact that we have somebody who's like, I feel like we could have been good together. But then there was fighting. It's like every time we're around each other, it leads to arguing and fighting. Now, this is person number two. This is not the queen. This is the other half of that Knight of Pentacles, the other side of the equation where somebody else says, yeah, it's been a really long time. It's been a long time since we were happy together, also because happiness then turned and devolved into fighting. Okay, so if that's your perspective, and we're going to say the divine masculine, just because as we see here, as always, I don't read for genders. You can see this however you wish as an audience member. But we have a Two of Swords. He's saying he's done thinking about this. So in this storyline, we have him either saying, I've been blocked. She won't even talk to me. And yes, it's been a long time. We had a fight and then she shut down. And maybe that's just how it is. Because I don't see him trying to open up, the doorway of conversation. So what does that mean? He may not be trying to open up the doorway of conversations, but he's right out there outside the walls of the castle, isn't he? He's still in love. But he was big mad at her too, because we see him here with that Five of Swords. Now he may also, he's putting his sword down, but he's still in his armor. And we have people crying back here. So I'm going to say he hates fighting with her. Oh God, he hates fighting with her. He hates being blocked by her. He hates the whole mess. And yet that mess already occurred, right? You know, hey, that's what we humans do, you know. We fight, we make up, you know, we fight again, you know, we push each other's buttons. We're emotional creatures, us humans. So we can say he's actually still very much in love with her. And in his mind, yeah, it's been a long time since our last fight. And then she stopped talking to me. Here's what I'm trying to figure out though. She's at a point where she's like, I'm done being alone. I want somebody to show up in my world. Can we go back over to her and say, is it him that she's hoping will show back up? Or is it just like she's saying, I need somebody? Empress. An Empress is never going to be content with a one-nighter. An Empress wants people that can stay in the empire and build the empire with her. So I seriously doubt somebody's going to be able to, I don't know, just be okay with a one-nighter. She may be saying, look, I'm an Empress, but I'm also lonely. So maybe I don't need to think about my entire future. I need to think about tonight, because we never know what a future is anyway. We got a Queen of Swords. We got the Page of Swords. Okay, she is actively looking and she's making it known to herself. She knows. She is keeping her eyes out for somebody that looks attractive to her. She is realistic enough with herself to say, yeah, that's true. I am paying attention to see who's out there. Let me just ask this, Queen/Empress, why are you not reaching out to him? And do you agree that there was a fight? Why? Sorry, too many questions all at once, one at a time. Okay, we have 7 of Swords. We have 9 of Wands. We have 5 of Wands. She says there were lies told. Lies that somebody went to great lengths to try to figure out how to tell. She also, either she's lying to herself, although, and that could be, but she's saying they know what happened. I'm sure they're still thinking about things. They left me wounded with their lies. Now, is that true, or is that only true from her perspective? What do you think the lie was about that they told you? Queen of Cups upright, Page of Pentacles sideways. This almost feels like she's like, well, I intuited it. They didn't tell me everything because we got the moon behind her. This should be communication. This says less than clear communication. And this is only a page's amount of communication anyway. She had to intuit an awful lot. We see her kind of like looking up into the cosmos and consulting with her ancestors. Okay, so hang on. Are you assuming that there was a lie because you felt something was hidden from you, or did you have evidence of a lie being told to you? We have Knight of Cups and it comes out sideways. That's not... I'm sorry, but that doesn't look like it's evidence exactly. She's saying there was somebody else. He had me and he was dating somebody else. Hang on. Let's ask him. Is that the case? Is that the case? Did you have somebody else? Justice in the reverse. He's saying, I didn't do anybody wrong. If that card had been upright, it would have been like, oh yeah. He says, I didn't do anybody wrong. Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Wands sideways. He was trying to have a new beginning, but I think he was being... this is obstacles that we need to overcome, and this can be somebody pushing back. This is like he halfway pushed back on her to like not let her in too quickly into his life, which may have made her say, oh, that's a red flag. You don't want me too close in your life. You don't want me to be like whatever in your home, or you don't want... It feels like he was defending his turf, okay? Because we have the Colosseum, and so we've got like gladiator type games going on here. And I do think there was some weird battle of wills, like he was protecting his turf somehow, not overtly, but somehow subtly. And that might have been him, you know, trying to start things out on a different footing. Like, I'm in this new relationship with her. I want to do things different. Maybe he had somebody who like really stepped across his boundaries in the past. So he was trying to like, begin with stronger boundaries or something. But instead, what it did to her is it made her say, red flag, red flag. This person's lying. This person's not being truthful with me. Hang on. Let me go one more time. Why do you think the two of you had fights? King of Wands. 10 of Wands. Here we go again with the Colosseum. Different art, different deck, different everything, right? Oops, sorry. And yet, different artist, and yet we still have the Colosseum. So we can't seem to escape the 7 of Wands. We can't, sorry. That's not a 7. The 6 of Wands and the 7 of Wands, both of which have the Colosseum on them. Sorry, my ability to read numbers just dissolved there for a second. I was so taken aback by seeing the Colosseum twice. The reason I'm kind of cringy, I said, why do you think that you guys had arguments? And he says, look, I was trying to lay down burdens in my own life and feel better about myself. Okay, but you got the gladiator thing going on a second time. First, you were pushing back at her as if she was an adversary instead of a companion that you wanted to date. And then you say, well, I was feeling better about myself and reclaiming my identity while simultaneously letting go of things and getting beyond things that hurt me. To me, this says if you were still in such a process for your own self, what were you doing with somebody else? Maybe just do this first for you and then figure out how you're going to treat somebody, because it feels like he was still exercising, like letting go of his sorrows, reclaiming his, swag, his panache, his power. And I can't help but think if you want to push back at somebody, even mildly, because you're not whole yet, then maybe you shouldn't be dancing with somebody yet. Because that would be very confusing. I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Do you understand why that was an argument? Or what is your perspective on why you guys got into a fight? 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Coins, because she wanted me to be all in and I was holding back. Now, let me reframe that and suggest it this way. Did she want you to be all in, or did she want fair and equal? Like, I'm putting in my 5, you should put in your 5, but how come you're only putting in 4? How come you're giving me the illusion that you want to give, but then you're still pulling it back again? Why would you have the right to get 50% from somebody when you're only going to give 40? So to me, this says, and he's being honest about it, right? But I'm just clarifying the language here because I don't think, saying, well, she wanted me to be all in and I wasn't 100% ready yet. And I'm changing that language and saying, why if you knew she was looking for a 10 of Cups and you weren't, or 10 of Pentacles and you weren't going to give that to her, then she's getting shorted. And that could make anybody feel insulted or hurt or confused or wondering why you are trying to get from them a 10. Like if he were going for an 8 here, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But this is a 10 and he's only putting in 4. So she's supposed to pick up the slack and give, 6 Pentacles to his 4. That doesn't seem very fair. So he knows why there was a fight. It was lack of equal. Oh my God, you guys, thank you. Nikki, oh, you are such an angel. First off, welcome, sweetheart, but thank you so much. Nikki, oh, so generous. Nikki just gifted 5 memberships, you guys. Silver Linings, Monique B, Ash Electra, Amara Parker, and Broadway Baby. You guys are all now members courtesy of Nikki O. Oh my God, babe, thank you so much. That was incredibly generous. Thank you, Angel. Lots of love to you. And everybody that just became a member, just know you can now access the Members Corner. There's a members playlist that you'll want to check out, okay? Every Monday I add a new members video, and we do other things in the Members Corner also that I won't want you guys to miss out. So before next Monday, make sure you pop into one of those members videos, the most recent one, hopefully. All right. Thank you, Nikki. So if he's in this place of knowing that, yeah, I get why we had a fight. I get why she was mad. Okay, he's not pulling punches about it. But at this point, you're in love with her. What does that mean? You're with that King of Wands. You're standing outside her castle gates saying, she blocked me, but I'm still out here and I still love her. Ten of Wands, only this time it's a little different energy. He's like, I'm laying down, obstacles even now, but I'm also really frustrated right now. Three of Coins, because I really want to work with her. I really want to engage with her still. Are you going to try to address any of this? Because she thinks you were cheating. She thinks the reason you didn't give is because you had somebody else. She thinks you failed to mention to her that there was somebody else. You say there wasn't, other than maybe somebody you were still getting over, but you say there wasn't. She says there was. She says she got lied to and you hid stuff. So that's kind of a big deal, right? That's a big, to not have trust is huge. He's afraid to approach her with the Nine of Swords. Let me just ask this. Why, with the fight that you guys had, were you trying to explain to her there isn't somebody else? I just simply don't want to give to you because I'm not ready. Or I want you to accept, Four of Pentacles. Can we slow this down? I'm not sure if he had dialogue. We have the Seven of Cups. He didn't know how to say that. We have the Nine of Coins. And we have the Three of Swords sideways. If anything, I think he was either, I don't know, maybe she was too proud to say, so here's what I think. I think you've got somebody else. She maybe didn't say it because she's wearing a mask and this is her being very empowered. What she may have said is something to the tune of she implied she would rather be single because this is a single person's card and this is somebody standing up for themselves saying I'm worth something. And if that first just confused him, be like, wow, what's she mad at me for? Why is she saying she'd rather be single? I don't get it. He may have been hurt because she doesn't want to be with me and bewildered because it didn't click for him. She thinks I've got somebody else because here I am giving her less than what I should. And he knows he was giving less, but I think this was a massive misunderstanding and miscommunication as far as let me ask, did you think not explaining the situation would work? Or if you knew you weren't giving her what she would want, why'd you keep maybe doing that for a bit instead of communicating? Two of Swords sideways. She was withdrawing. So she was kind of putting up a blockage, making it difficult for communication. I'm sorry, I don't love the finger pointing here because what would somebody do if, look, I would read this the same. This could be a same-sex couple, or if it were reverse gender roles, I would still read it the same, and I would still be advocating on the side of the person who's not giving enough to another person and knows darn well that they're doing it and knows darn well that that person is trying to give them the best of themselves. I don't think you get to point a finger and say, well, they were withdrawing from me. Well, yes, you weren't giving and you weren't communicating, but they could feel it. So what would you expect them to do? I'm sorry, I'm going to be leaning more heavily on his side, on the side of understanding why she might have withdrawn and assumed that there was somebody else. Now we have to take this to part 2. If I don't, this video will get too long and then it won't process. So I'll see you guys in part 2 immediately. I'm so sorry to bounce out. Forgive me. I like to say hi to everybody, but if I do that, I'll destroy this video and then we have to wait 24 hours to be able to view it in its entirety. So I'll see you guys in part 2 immediately right now. Sorry about this, guys. Love you.